Josie was a curious and intelligent pig. She lived in a small village in the countryside with her owner, Mrs. Wilkins. Mrs. Wilkins was an old lady who loved Josie and treated her like her own child. Josie loved her too and spent most of her time by her side. One day, the quiet village was shaken by a terrible event. Mr. Jameson, the local baker, was found dead in his bakery. The police were called, but they couldn't find any clues as to who had killed him. The village was in shock, and everyone was talking about the murder. Josie had heard about the murder too, and her curiosity was piqued. She had always been interested in solving mysteries, and this was the perfect opportunity for her to show her skills. She decided to investigate the murder and find the culprit. Josie's first stop was the bakery, where Mr. Jameson had been killed. She sniffed around and looked for any clues that could help her solve the mystery. She noticed that the bakery had been ransacked, and there was flour and dough all over the place. She also found a few drops of blood on the floor near the oven. Josie's next stop was Mr. Jameson's house. She knew that if anyone had a motive to kill him, it would be someone close to him. She went to his house and started sniffing around. She found a few hairs on the couch that didn't belong to Mr. Jameson. She also noticed that one of the windows had been broken. Josie was convinced that the killer had entered Mr. Jameson's house through the broken window. She went back to the bakery to investigate further. She found a few footprints on the floor that led to the back door. She followed the footprints and found herself outside in the back alley. Josie looked around and saw a man running away from her. She squealed at him, but he didn't stop. Josie knew that she had to catch him to find out if he was the killer. She chased him down the alley and into a nearby park. The man was fast, but Josie was faster. She caught up to him and bit his leg. The man fell to the ground, and Josie started squealing at him. The man tried to get up, but Josie kept him down. Mrs. Wilkins had been following Josie, and she arrived just in time to see Josie catching the man. She called the police, and they arrived a few minutes later. The man turned out to be Mr. Jameson's assistant, Tom. He had been stealing from the bakery and had killed Mr. Jameson when he found out. Tom had broken into Mr. Jameson's house to steal some money, but Mr. Jameson had caught him. Tom had hit him on the head with a rolling pin and had fled the scene. Thanks to Josie's quick thinking and detective skills, Tom was caught and brought to justice. The village was relieved to know that the killer had been caught, and they praised Josie for her bravery and intelligence. Josie had solved her first murder mystery, and she had done it with style. Mrs. Wilkins was proud of her, and she gave her a big hug. Josie knew that she had done something important, and she felt happy and content. From that day on, Josie became a local hero. The villagers would often stop her on the street and pat her on the head. Josie loved the attention, and she knew that she had made a difference in their lives.